Imagine you are in an interview and the interviewer asks you the following questions. Tell me about a time when you worked in a team. What was your role and contribution to the team's performance? What makes you the most suitable candidate for the role? Or why should we hire you? What are your core strengths? How do you handle pressure? Or how do you manage your time? Where do you think your areas of development or weaknesses will be? And how would you develop them in this role? Although there are no right or wrong answers, only bad and good ones, how do you make sure that your response to such competency-based interview questions is as concise and impactful as possible? Hi, my name is Edith, and welcome to Empowering Early Career Professionals, a platform where I share tips, strategies, and resources to help you excel in your personal and professional life. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the best approach based on the STARR method to answering competency-based questions in an interview. I will also share with you 5 examples of competency-based questions and sample answers based on the STARR method. Before we start looking at the STARR method, I want you to first understand what competency-based questions are. Competency-based questions ask you for a specific example of where you demonstrated the particular skills that the recruiter is looking for. And when these types of questions are usually posed, employers are looking for evidence to help them assess whether you have the right skills or capabilities that are required for the job. A good response to a competency-based question includes a situation or a scenario, a task, an action, a result, and a reflection. So this is termed the STARR method. So the STARR is an abbreviation for situation, task, action, result, and reflect. Let's look at the first point, which is situation. Here you want to think about a situation you were involved in and present it to the recruiter. So you want to base your answer on a certain scenario or a situation that happened. Then the T part is the task. And this is where you describe what the objective you set out to achieve was and what was your main responsibility or what did you have to do. The A is for action, and here you want to explain what you did. So what did you do? How did you approach the task? Then the R is for result. What was the outcome of your action? It's also very impactful if you can highlight what were the reasons for your success. And then the final and fifth point is the reflection. And this is when you look back on what you have achieved and suggest other approaches or new ideas that come out from that reflection. Before you start answering such competency-based questions, you want to think about your key skills and experiences that are relevant to the position. So these are usually the most common key competencies that are assessed using competency-based questions. Your ability to work in a team structure, your problem solving and analytical thinking skills, your communication skills, both oral and written, whether you have good organizational skills or not, time and personal management, interpersonal skills, or if you're able to manage your time and also people, your ability to be a lifelong learner. Are you able to remain calm in difficult situations? So these are just some examples of the type of skills that are assessed using competency-based questions. So now let's go through some examples of the competency-based questions and answers. The first question is, tell me about a time when you worked as part of a successful team. What was your role and contribution to the team's performance? So As this one is quite obvious, they want to assess your ability to work as part of a team and if you are able to contribute to a team's success or not. This is an example of a sample answer. Here you want to draw on an example where you can demonstrate your specific role as part of that team and what was the result of your actions in that role. So this is an example of a team organizing a congress. So the situation is, while serving as a National Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Biochemistry Students Association, then the task comes in. I was part of the team of executives responsible for organizing the annual GAPSA Congress. So, specific what was the purpose or task involved? Then, what is the action? As the PRO, I was in charge of publicizing and promoting the event to academics, industrial collaborators, and students across the whole country. I sent out and followed up on personal invitations and also assisted the logistics team in handling accommodation for students and invited guests attending the congress from outside Cape Coast. So, what was the result? The event was a big success thanks to the fact that we met regularly to support each other and to monitor progress. I also developed a lot of new contacts and improved my interpersonal skills through my contribution in promoting the event. And then the reflection, when you look back, overall, we worked well together and the regular meetings ensured that we maximized any spare capacity we had to help each other and also delegated some tasks to student volunteers. Most of the participants expressed utmost satisfaction with the Congress, both the educational, social, and logistics aspects. So it covers the situation, task, action, results, and reflection. So it's concise and impactful answer to an experience where you were working as part of a successful team. Let's now look at the second example. Give an example from your personal or academic experience of a challenge that you have set for yourself and describe how you executed it. So here they might want to evaluate your ability to take up a challenge and to be disciplined and see it through, or how adaptable you are when you are faced with a challenge. This is a sample answer which demonstrates problem solving and also adaptability. After my bachelor studies in biochemistry, I decided to change majors and pursue a master's degree in engineering because I got fascinated by a new multidisciplinary course in chemical and process engineering. It was clear to me that pursuing a new subject area in a new country will be challenging, but I was determined to pursue membrane engineering after going through a competitive selection process. The first few months were challenging because I had no basic knowledge in engineering concepts. I dedicated more time after lectures to go to the library and revise the basic concepts and to catch up with the class. I asked help from some of my classmates and I also took optional modules to understand the engineering concepts. 2 years later, I successfully graduated with an MSc in membrane engineering with good communication and project management skills obtained from a 1-year industrial placement. Overall, it was the best decision I made at the time, and it has helped me to step out of my comfort zone and has helped to develop my problem solving skills. Pursuing this program has also given me a head start for obtaining admission into a multidisciplinary PhD program. So straight to the point and impactful and concise answer. The third question is, how do you handle pressure or manage your time? It's quite straightforward. They want to evaluate your time management and also how you are able to manage multiple tasks. So this is a sample answer where I demonstrate time and personal management. Whenever I have to work under pressure, I make a plan of all the tasks that I need to complete with deadlines. And this helps me to keep track of all the tasks and prioritize competing demands to get my work completed in time. Then the situation comes during my time as a PhD student at Sussex University. I was responsible for teaching laboratory courses, supervising undergraduate students alongside my PhD research and coursework. Right from the beginning, I prepared a detailed plan which I used to plan my time effectively and to monitor progress of my research while handling the other duties. This has helped me to deliver my project in time, so 3 months ahead of the deadline, while also guiding students and contributing to delivering tutorials and laboratory courses. Combining these roles with my research has enhanced my time management and project management skills. I now use this plan in all of my projects and personal undertakings so that I could monitor progress and deliver results on time and effectively. So this is a straight to the point and concise answer to how you are able to manage your time and work on multiple tasks at the same time. Then the fourth question is, what are your core strengths? And here you want to use examples that demonstrate the key skill which is required for the position. So it depends on what position you are going in for. If they ask this question about what are your core strengths, you want to relate the strength to what is the core skill that is required for the position. Here I just give an example of good communication skills as a sample. Over the last 4 years, I developed good communication skills both orally and in written form by participation in several national and international conferences, as well as publication in high impact journals. Then the situation comes in. In 2018, I attended the European Student Colloid Conference in Florence, Italy, where I presented my research in a concise and visual way, easily understandable to a broad audience. I had the chance to discuss the relevance of my research with academic and industry experts during the question and answers session. The scientific committee voted for the best speech, and I was nominated for the third position overall. Although I practiced my talk several times prior to the conference, I realized that I needed more frequent practice speaking in front of large audiences in order to boost my confidence. Therefore, last month, I joined the Toastmasters Public Speaking Club in my area where I can have regular practice. So that's another example. And then we look at the fifth and final example. Where do you think your areas of development will be, and how would you develop them in this role? So this is one of the hardest questions that they ask and people are found wanting because people know what they are good at, but not what they are not good at. And so you want to take some time to reflect what are your areas of development. Here, the interviewer wants to know if you are self aware and can recognize your limitations and take steps to address them. So, one thing that can be helpful is to ask yourself, which of your qualities do you need to improve on? Is there any work related skill that you don't do well? What was recommended from your past performance reviews as areas where you needed improvement? It's also important to be honest in this and try to reflect on your real weaknesses. Some people are fond of saying, I have no weakness, but no one is perfect, so don't say you have no weakness. Some people also try to turn strengths into weakness to disguise them as a weakness. So I work too hard, I care too much about people, I'm a perfectionist, but this doesn't work very well. It will just send a message across that you are pretending. So don't give these cliche answers as weaknesses. And it's also important not to make the weakness about your personality traits. For example, I'm a very anxious person, I'm quick tempered, I drink too much. These are not necessary in the interview. You need to just focus on a professional weakness which you can fix through personal effort. So here I just give you some examples of weaknesses, and into the brackets I indicate the strength that needs to be developed. It's very, very important. I need to stress this point that when you are listing the weakness, it shouldn't be the major skill which is required for the job. So, for example, if you are going in for a job which needs you to present in front of audiences and to talk in the public, you don't go listing your poor presentation skills or poor public speaking skills as the weakness. No, that wouldn't help you much. So look around your skills and your expertise and see what skill is not directly required for the job but would be nice to have. And if you don't do well in that, you can indicate that, but please don't list something which is the key skill required for the job as a weakness, because then they will go for another candidate. So these are just some examples. For example, if you have a limited knowledge of a particular software or the language that is spoken in this country, or maybe some computer skills, avoiding necessary conflict. So emotional intelligence is very important skill, and if you don't have this can also be an area of development. Another thing is close-mindedness. So you say you want to learn how to embrace diversity, and many a times we have situations where you have to work on multiple tasks at the same time. And so if you are not able to handle this, you indicate that you will learn efficient time management. And then the final example is a micromanaging. So you will learn how to delegate tasks to your subordinates. And now let's look at an example which demonstrates an area of development for language skills. One area I have been working on to improve is my German language skills. Although English was indicated as the main working language, because the company is in Germany, I believe being able to communicate and write in German will help me to better integrate into the team as well as build more meaningful relationships at work. About a month ago, I enrolled in an intensive German course to get to A1 level. At the moment, I can understand a reasonable amount of German, and I can also have basic conversation and order food in a restaurant. In 2 months' time, I am starting a new A2 course at the Goethe Institute to advance my skills in grammar and oral communication. Hopefully, by the end of the year, I should reach fluency. So, if you notice, when you indicate the area of development or your weakness, you should also indicate what you are doing about it. What are you doing to solve this weakness that you have, or what are you doing to improve your skills in this area that you are lacking? So this is a very important. You don't just state the weakness, but just go one step beyond and say, I noticed that I am lacking in this and I'm doing this to improve myself. So I put here a second example about improving delegation skills. One area I've been working on to improve is my delegation skills. In my role as team leader at A, B, and C, I have been hesitant on delegating specific tasks because I fear the team members will not do it to the best quality. My direct manager pointed this out during my annual evaluation as an area that I needed to develop in. Shortly after this, I participated in a training program where we were taught about effective delegation and how it can be beneficial in improving our leadership skills. In the next couple of months after my training, I delegated some leadership tasks to younger members, offering them the opportunity to learn and develop new skills. I have also noticed since I started delegating tasks to team members that their sense of responsibility and commitment has increased, leading to a 20% increase in sales in just 3 months. I now see the importance of delegation and training as well as providing constructive feedback, which I will continue doing in my next roles. So that was it for today. Watch out for my next video on how to respond to motivation-based interview questions. If you are asked, tell me about yourself, or tell me a little bit about your background, what are your salary or compensation expectations? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Why did you apply for this role? Why do you want to join our organization? What makes you suitable for the role, or why should we hire you? If you find the video helpful, please like and share it with others so that they can also benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will get notified whenever I post new content. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.